here. So if you go to the records extraction guide, so they have one that says if you want to download the whole thing, click here. That did not work when I did it, but each of these separate areas did, including the reference section, section A, Italian handwriting. And this should be a PDF, so it won't take it too long. Meanwhile, I can go back here. There we go. It's a PDF, it's loading up. But so, you know, this will cover you for Italian, it will cover you for the language it talks about. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, reference sections, table of contents, Italian handwriting. So if you want samples of letters for your Italian handwriting, like most handwriting books will give you, there's one, but just for Italian. It has stuff like compare the A in Angela with the letters in the second name. So some of this is just general handwriting tutorial. This would be no different, I would say, in English or any language like that. Linking strokes. These are kind of, if you're reading it for how to write the handwriting, small U-shaped strokes which connect minims in letters and connect the letters within the word are called linking strokes. Enrich your knowledge there. Italian scribes did not link their letters as we do today with the bottom U strokes. They used an overhead strokes. So if you're trying to read that and you're like, what the heck is that? They went overhead. Capitalization, which will probably say standardized capitalization was not implied until the 1900s. It gives you a list of sample given names and abbreviations. So there's the names like Gio for Giuseppe or Curato, and it's got CU and then the TO is a superscript. So there's Curato, Kesta, Signor, Numero, Giovanni, flourish. A contraction may also be indicated by a flourish. So, you know, this is, I would say, the handwriting books in general will teach you how to read letters. This will teach you how to read your letters for the Italian. These are nice, good sources, and that, you know, they'll reading the handwriting list. So if you go to like list of abbreviations on the page, you don't want to get down into the woods with the PDF. They should have something similar on the page. When I was at Rootstack a number of years ago, the people who put this site together were giving a talk on handwriting and sort of went into the history and went into very old documents. And then the questions at the end were, well, how do I read the ones from America in the 1800s? And they said, really, you know, for our purposes, you know, that's fairly easy to read. And there's a collective groan that went up through the Let's see, that's not going anywhere too fast. So let me see if I can go back. Oh, there we go. All available lists, given names, common words, abbreviations, contractions, superpositions, suspensions. So that'll get you covered for Italian in most of these links that work. So if you're reading something Italian, male names, oh, what was this guy's name? There you go. Let's see if we go back to the other, I think it was the Wikipedia page on orthography. That was the one we tried first. Okay, come on, okay. That's the, let's see, that's the one to get to the PDF. Also, if anyone emails me and wants that PDF, I could send you the direct link for it. Okay. Type critical, there. So I'm going to close that one down once. So come on, there you go. Maybe this will be, no, you can be reached. I think sometimes it remembers that it couldn't get there before and gets discouraged. Much like I feel when the links don't work. But let's see, while that does its thing. Oh, look, we got a little symbol. So his typeface Gothic Bastarda. The interesting thing is like that Gothic wherever it descended. Like in French it's Batard, in Latin it's Gothic Bastarda, but everywhere they go, much like our families and languages, they all have their little tricks. So England, he talks about, there's Chaucer, Bastarda Anglicana. So I think some of the names he's giving you is the Latin, but he should get into, yeah, he went into Secretariat. Okay, there we go. Latin script orthographies. So, let's see what we've got. If you don't have a dictionary, if you're going to Poland, if you want to try and look over a document really quick, Polish orthography, Portuguese orthography, Scottish Gaelic orthography. Let's see if they have good Irish orthography. No one's asked me about Ireland yet.
We're afraid to.
Because it will be so slow? Or,
The computer will keep turning off.
okay. That's
But I
very,
do have a lot of relatives from Ireland.
okay. No, so Ireland, does anyone know about the Book of Kells? Okay. You've seen it in Trinity College?
Yes, please.
So if anyone says, why is Irish handwriting or Gaelic handwriting different? It's because it comes down from the stuff the Book of Kells is written in.
And if you wanna know why we don't want a facsimile of the Irish Cultural Center, what's that?
Were you the one who sent me that letter? Or did you send a letter to the State Archives?
No.
Okay.
City Patricia.
It wasn't Cindy Patricki. I'll see if I could find out who it was, but that's the letter I showed earlier. I got that from the the library, and they said, "Can anyone read this?" And I was it. So let's see, where were we? Let's see. Abbreviations, regions. Okay, so for Ireland, up along in there, unseal and half unseal. Book of Kells is written in half unseal, say.
It's insular.
Insular Magisterial.
That's
Yeah.
it, that's it.
Well, see, look here where we're at half unseal. See this kind of big loop down here to insular? And sometimes between these two letter styles, there's not too much of a difference. Like the M here has those curves, and the M there is there. A lot of these have this kind of funky club foot on them, which is a little bit of a pain to draw, but not horrible. The X's particular have this kind of twist stroke, because see, that's really broad, but that's really thin. The Z looks a lot different than, say, the Z up there. There is no Z up there. Let's see, if it goes. Did we get into Irish orthography yet? Ah, there we go. So alphabet. So a lot of the orthography articles will have Gaelic type or things like that, or they'll say, this is the alphabet this language uses. And most of the time they'll say Roman, let's see, whether written in Roman hand or Gaelic hand. Acute accent, they will tell you what those accents are for, so if you're looking at that, they will tell you how sometimes names are used. So if you don't have a dictionary, consonants, so here's a chart letter by letter, not quite like the German one before and not quite always handwritten, but if you're trying to figure that stuff out, this isn't a bad guide. Since I've been talking a lot about German orthography, we could always go back to the Italian book. So, like and I'm sorry if I'm switching gears a lot, folks, but I'm just heard, when I tested this, say, out there, got stuff like that. So months of the year for September, 7 Bray for September, 8 Bray for October. Symbol representing the cross was often used as an abbreviation for Christ, so Foro, Cristoforo, Christina, double letters, Padrinos, godparents, Avi Paterni, paternal grandparents, Avi Materni, maternal, so that kind of stuff. So that's the abbreviations you'd see in Italian. No, can't be reached, it's slow. Okay, well, does anyone have any questions now? Well, it looks like it's the last class. Oh, go on.
just, I mean, I know this is European, but do you have any suggestions for reading American writing in the 1820s? In, you know, the early 1800s, is there a good guide that you would recommend?
The standard book is in the bibliography, which is Kip
Okay.
Sperry's book.
Oh,
So that, it's KIP and then SPERRY. It hasn't been updated in a while, so that's the one that I've seen, and it's okay. Well, you know, if every book were like if the Sperry book were like the German book, I would like it a lot more. And what you'll basically get in that book is, here's a bunch of A's, a bunch of B's, a bunch of C's, and a bunch of D's. And then, you know, those are maybe the first 18 pages of the book, and the rest of the book are all documents and reading them. So, when I say you learn by doing, that's how the standard book says to do it. But,
This German book,
mm-hmm,
I have a relative in Germany who's trying to learn to read the old German. Would that be helpful for her,
yes,
even if she didn't read a lot of English?
yes. It has the documents in Old German. I don't know if he has I don't know if he has the language published in German, but there should be a lot of it that she could get through.
Do you have help for the Germans in Russia?
Germans in Russia, that would be either Old German or possibly Cyrillic.
Yeah,
So-
my husband has
Is it in Cyrillic?
And he has a document and we don't know what the script is. And we don't know anybody who can read it.
Let's see, do we have Polish? Where's the R in this? It does not have anything for Russian orthography. So you could check Cyrillic then.
It's from the Imperial Temple.
Okay, so probably then they would have, you know, if Russia was over that part of Germany right then, it would be in Russian.
It was, the Germans that Catherine the Great brought to Russia
Okay,
to develop the land. And this document's from the late 19th century, maybe even the time of,
just before the revolution? Okay, I'm gonna guess it would be in Russian then. But
It's
do you,
in Russian, but it's an old script and we don't know, we've talked to people who are Russian and they can't read it.
okay. Do you have a scan of it, or?
And that you can,
Okay, I mean, if you send it my way, I could see if I could do anything with it. Let's see if Cyrillic works over here, but I would guess, the other thing, when we see all these things as sort of printed type or fonts, the handwritten version, as you'll see, is kind of joined up and different. And it's not giving me anything for Cyrillic, okay. Any other questions? Okay, well, thank you all for coming. I'm sorry my internet was slow. I hope you got some good tips out of it. You're welcome. I would have liked to spend maybe 5 to 10 minutes working with that BYU site, but it finds it, it's just slow as molasses. Yeah, and we're not gonna do that, it's close to 3:30. Let's call it early and go home. I hope you got your time's worth.
Papers and our, right out in front.
Yeah, oh, in front, okay.
She said as we go out the door, they won't let us out without giving it to her, so I'm sure we'll be able to do